Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing out a video with the 5 talking points from our 1-1 draw against West Ham yesterday. And anyway you guys, before I get straight in the video, yes, the boring part, press the bell notification button if you haven't and stay tuned to all things Blue Lines TV. If you don't press it, you're not going to get notified to anything, so make sure you do. And also, smash the like button, help me get more than 300 likes for this video. And you guys, if you haven't seen the match review for the West Ham game, I suggest you watch it before you watch this. You're doing yourself a favour. But anyway, starting with the first point, and I want to talk about Antonio Rudiger's comments after the game. Now, if you guys aren't too sure about what Rudiger stated, he doesn't understand after 1-0 why the team drops off. And he doesn't understand why we don't seal wins and obviously kill off games. But the most important thing he was stressing upon was the fact that he doesn't understand why we just sit back all the time anytime we go goals up. And in a way, that is definitely an indirect at Antonio Conte. And it's not really the first time a Chelsea player has been quite vocal of their annoyance sometimes at the system. You know, we've had players like Cesc and Hazard moaning about not being attacking enough. Rudiger's coming out saying that he doesn't understand why we just sit back, and that's a common thing I've been moaning about since Conte's been the manager, to be honest. We play with control and then all of a sudden for no reason, and it's down to the system and what Conte wants, the team, everyone in the team drops back in their own half and keeps their positions, and it's been catching us out a lot more. And I don't understand why Conte isn't adjusting things and trying to change things up, because it's just not practical. I mean, West Ham, other than one Arnautovic chance yesterday, didn't create a single thing. And then where does the goal come from? Again, another opportunity where it's a ball from deep, a long ball. He's not been pressurised, he's unmarked, having the space and freedom to play the type of ball, obviously set up the equaliser for West Ham. And it's just like, well, if we weren't sitting back in our own half for no reason, then teams wouldn't be getting that opportunity in the first place. And it's quite understandable why players, because, you know, Rudiger is a good player. He's got fantastic technique, left foot, right foot, amazing passing technique, everything. So when you know you're a good player, you're going to be annoyed, because in a way you're playing within your skill set and your abilities, and naturally it's going to get very frustrating as it continues. But Nini, why does Conte set the team out like this? And to be honest, this is something Conte's always done throughout his managerial career. I keep stressing the point that Conte's system is extremely textbook, and it's been no surprise why we've been found out tactically so easily this system. His demands for the team, what we work on in training. And for me personally, this is why he needs to leave, because we need fresh ideas and a new manager that's going to let the team play football. And why does this team need to play football? It's because we sign a lot of footballers. But yeah, as I was saying, Conte sets the team out like this without the ball because he's hoping that they can create counter-attacking opportunities. But again, I'm always running about the fact that we're not very good on the counter-attack. We're not consistent enough. And I really feel that that's something we should be working on in training. You know, we can't rely on players improvising every single time. And honestly, this team suits us playing with the ball and keeping possession than playing without the ball, because we can't hold on to leads and we're not clinical enough to just win games on the counter-attack. My second talking point is we are definitely missing David Luiz, and the most important thing we're missing from David Luiz is his leadership and his communication. This guy was always marshalling the defence excellently, and he was telling the midfield where to be. You were constantly seeing him telling Cahill what positions he needs to take up, when to push out wide to receive the ball and when to drop deep. And the same thing with Azpilicueta. And a lot of times, what type of goal have we been conceding recently? It's been the long balls over the top. And for me, we keep conceding this because it's a lack of communication. Sometimes they'd have 2 players running for that ball, when no, really, the guy in the middle plays the most crucial role in a back three, because you see the overall game, so you need to have that communication skills to really tell your defence where they need to be and when to drop deep. I really feel this is why Rudiger in particular sometimes, and I keep making this point all the time, he leaves his defensive line too easily and he doesn't get back into position quickly enough. What Rudiger needs is someone like a LUIZ. What Rudiger needs is a leader there. Well, if Terry was playing beside him, Terry would be telling him what to do. David Luiz would be telling Rudiger where to be and when to come back. And I think they'd really complement each other's skills as well. And you guys, honestly, with David Luiz, it's been so unfortunate. And this is why I'm so angry with Aguero, because that disgusting tackle from last season, I know I keep going on about it all the time, but this has been the main reason as to why LUIZ hasn't been playing this season. It's because his knee's still injured, and of course last season he played through a lot of pain. and he's paying the price for it this season. I hope he signs that new contract soon and stays. I think that he's the type of player that we need in the dressing room. In particular, this is a side note, but too many characters and personalities have been leaving now. John Terry, Costa, Michy Batshuayi. To me, when you don't have characters like this either in the team or at the club, it's going to affect things behind the scenes. My third talking point is the fact that you guys, let's face it, if reality hasn't sunk in for you already, after yesterday's game it definitely has. We've got no Champions League for next season. We're 3 points behind Arsenal. And Burnley aren't too far from us. Now Burnley are closer to us than we are to Tottenham. It's not good enough. And honestly, it's going to be Thursday nights on on Channel 5 it seems. It's going to... honestly, we deserve this, to be honest. And honestly, you know what? I am pretty happy with the fact that we do have Europa League football. There's so many benefits. My main reason as to why I'm happy with Europa League football is down to the fact that if we secure Champions League football, then the board would be thinking that their methods for us obviously competing as a club are good enough, and they clearly aren't. And the fact that we'll be in the Europa League again, you know, not too far from the last time we were last in the Europa League as well, is really going to tell the board that, you know what, we need fresh ideas, we need to do things differently. There's more benefit too, because in the group stages, youth players can play, because again, we should easily be beating these teams in the group stage. We're going to be one of the favourites to win the Europa League, and that means we have another chance at winning the European Super Cup. And I really feel that that's one trophy that we definitely need to win again. And my last reason is the fact that when the new manager comes in, the reality is going to be that he's not going to be getting 400 million to spend on a completely new squad. He's going to need that one transition year to get his ideals set in place, because we're going to be playing a completely different style of football. Everything's going to be changing structurally behind the scenes as well. It's good to have a year out where the manager has that freedom really to work on the things he needs to work on, and then really challenge for trophies in the second year. Mourinho did something similar when he first came, obviously taking over Benitez. It wasn't possible for him to just necessarily challenge for the league straight away. He needed that year out first, and then we became title competitors the season after. I really feel that by having this season we're going to be having next year, the manager's going to have more freedom and patience to really instill his ideals on the club. My fourth talking point is in regards to Eden Hazard. Now, you guys, you know my personal opinions. I don't feel Hazard's form has been as bad as people make it out to be. They're making it sound like he's just been utterly useless. Yeah, there have been some games where he hasn't been to his, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 best, but at the same time he's still been very dangerous. I think the game yesterday really sums up Hazard's recent spell. During the first half, he created a chance for Willian, who should have scored that. And early on in the second half from the start, created another chance for Willian where he should have scored from that as well. Now, there's a possibility that Eden Hazard could have got an assist from that, and people will be viewing his performance pretty differently. In the first half, he was much more effective. His flicks were coming off. He was running through the heart of West Ham. His link-up play was exceptional and everything. During the second half, especially up from the 60th minute onwards, his form was really going down a bit, making wrong decisions, the wrong final ball, shooting when he wasn't supposed to shoot, and not using the right shooting technique when he was on goal as well. And you know what, you guys, honestly, with Eden Hazard, it's the same thing for Conte. With these two players, I feel they deserve that leniency. I mean, he's been so fantastic and amazing for us this season and seasons before. He's the main reason as to why we compete for anything and why we've won leagues. So he needs to get some respect. I'm sorry, too many people are way too reactionary when it comes to wanting them to move, and I just honestly don't understand people's mindsets behind that, in my personal opinion. Yes, Hazard's past few games, it's not been the past 10, just the past handful of games, he hasn't been as super effective as he wants to be, but at the same time he's still done enough during quite a lot of those games to really show what he can do. The game against Tottenham as well, I thought he was decent. Now, of course, there's a lot of pressure put on him because anytime the chips are down, we're looking to him to do something from nothing. But at the same time, it's not very realistic for that to happen. I mean, with players in the world, who really turns things around? With Ronaldo, yes, but is he really scoring from, let's say, 30 yards out and doing individual pieces of brilliance? No. Probably the only player that consistently does that is Lionel Messi. But then, if you're trying to tell Hazard to be like Messi, it is, it's a bit unjust in my opinion. And the final talking point I want to make for this video is in regards to Alvaro Morata. You guys, I keep stressing this every single time, but the reason for why his form was so bad beforehand, of course he had personal things happening behind the scenes, but at the same time, the guy wasn't fully fit. His back was hurting him a lot, and it's natural that, of course, playing as a striker in Conte's system, it's a very physical role. You have to play with your back to goal, you have to go in for 50-50s, you have to compete for a lot of aerial balls, and if your back's behind the goal and you've got a defender right on you, naturally your back's going to be feeling the impacts a lot. So it's natural that if he's playing through pain, it's not really going to help his form. But to me, it seems like Morata is fully fit again now. His past 3 games, I thought he's been good. Against Tottenham, I thought he pressed well, went in for 50-50s, really challenged as well, and he tries to be the focal point up front. And I think against West Ham too, I thought it was another decent performance. A lot of people were minding at the fact that he wasn't winning every ball against Ogbonna, but it's Ogbonna. Look how big the guy is, look how muscular he is, look how good he is in the air. And he still competed with him and he didn't shy away from that. And I thought that was commendable. And I think with Morata, he has a future. You guys, I've stressed this from before when we signed him. I told you his finishing was awful. I told you that he plays with his head down way too much and misses a lot of, passing opportunities when he should be making that decision. But I feel that with the technical abilities he does have and how he plays, he's the type of guy where next season I feel it's fair to really judge him. I mean, it's his first time playing as a first choice. Yes, I know I say the same point all the time and it's pretty boring, but that's the reality we have to face. And I feel his recent form has definitely been picking up. 2 goals in the past 3 games. I said that with Morata, our season was always going to kind of depend on him because it's very important that strikers score in this Conte system. This is what Costa was doing for us last year. That's how we were able to win the league, because most times we're not creating enough chances. So you need your striker to be clinical and to really help support the team, because otherwise the front 3 breaks down, and I feel that Morata has been doing a good job at that. But anyway, you guys, that's going to end today's video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Tomorrow I'm going to be releasing a transfer daily video in regards to some manager news, so you guys are definitely going to be excited about that. And you know what? I just heard some crazy talk literally just an hour ago. The thing is, I need to find out when I can really release the information. It's going to be groundbreaking, I'm sorry. It's going to be much more groundbreaking compared to the video I'm releasing tomorrow, which is a pretty big video in my opinion. So basically, if I can really promise one thing for next season, it's going to be exciting. Football's going to be coming back, and we're going to be having a good manager in charge of the team. Anyway, you guys, thank you for watching today's video. I'm the FC. This is Blue Line CV. See you guys tomorrow.